There we go. I pushed the right button. Hey everybody, how you doing? Wow, starting off with 9 people watching. That's like a new record for me. How's everybody doing? Let's see. Joe C, how are you? Drone Life RC RD FPV. Papa Joe W. Welcome. Welcome. Thanks for joining me, especially on a surprised about 10 minutes ago to see my buddy Spike actually put up a live stream. He doing some testing. So I hate to compete with my friend, but I'm going to do it anyway. Arctic Drones, how you doing? Mike Kelly, welcome. Tim Weaver, how are you? A new guy. Looks like a first timer for me. That's great. And who else we got here? Good. Well, welcome. Spent the whole day today at the workbench, and I don't know how many of you guys are really interested in this DJI FPV stuff, but I decided that I was going to try to put one of these units in a 3-inch quad, and I had a 3-inch quad that actually looks like it. I actually might be able to get it to fit. And let me take a little stop there for a second. On that note, I see Gary from Brand Aerials coming into the chat. So far, all I see is a pink background. So in the green room there. So Gary, I want to try to put you up and see what happens. Pink.
Hey.
I
hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, but all I see is like a mauvey pink red color. What's up with that?
Hold on. Let me do stop cam and start cam. That didn't help.
No, can you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm looking at it and it's just red.
Yeah. In the meantime, I'll make your red smaller until
well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go out and come back in.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
All right. So what I was saying is that I decided that I wanted to try to take this 3-inch Acrobrat that I have and see if I could cram this DJI FPV camera and in it, because I had built a 7-inch quad with this thing, but I was just curious to see if I could build a, yeah, Gary, I see. I'll be with you in a second. All right, Gary's back here. Good deal. Let's bring him in. There he is. Hey. How you doing, Gary? How are you?
Doing great. If I was any better, I'd be twins.
Oh, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. How's everything going?
Great. Had an interesting flight again. What's today? Thursday. On Tuesday. I was up in Ayr, Ontario, flying over a dam and a pond, and came that close to wires again.
What is with you and these wires, man? You have a real affinity for those things.
I don't know. And you know what? My Mavic Air is Wi-Fi. You'd think getting that close to those big wires, you'd lose signal, eh? But no. And I was flying, and I was coming down, and all of a sudden I see in the thing that it passes through on my iPad, I see this wire, and it's like right up close. And I thought, what do I do? Do I go forward, hit the wire? Do I go backward? Like I saw it pass.
Yeah.
Okay, head about you. Take a second. If I go straight up, if I missed it going straight down, I should miss it going straight up. And in the video, I missed it going down and I missed it going up. And it was so close you could see the strands in the wire.
Well, that's really cool. Now you got another close call, near miss. Although I don't know why I still to this day don't know why they call it a near miss. They should call it a near hit. I mean, think about that for a second.
You did miss.
Yeah, a near hit is what it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, good. I'm glad that it worked. I'm glad that it worked out for you. How's Anybody in the chat like to comment about how the thing looks and sounds out there in YouTube land? I'd appreciate it. Make sure we got the mic gains on and everything, so that one of us is not blasting and the other makes people strain to hear. I hate when you watch videos like that, and there's a couple of really prominent drone reviewers out there that are really guilty of it. When they're in their studio doing the review part, their audio is loud and clear and fine and everything else. And then when they go out like to the field, you got to crank the volume way up to hear it. And then at the end, they come back in the studio and about blow you out of your chair, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, let me take a second, say welcome to Barry G's RC. Thank you very much, sir. And I see we have a couple of people that haven't been by my streams in the past. So I'm flattered and honored that you decided to join me here tonight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a blue wrench, just like all the regular guys, so you don't stick out like a sore thumb. And I do that for two reasons. I encourage you guys, if you want to post links to your video or anything, keep it tasteful, but gives you the freedom to post things in here. Also, the fact that if everybody that's been here before is blue, it makes new people stick out. And I like to know if people are coming to my chat for the first time. So I appreciate that. So Tim, we made you a moderator, and Barry G's RC, we're going to make you a moderator too. And it's nice to see that I'm getting some RC guys in here as well as just drone guys.
Yeah, Barry G's RC, he's a fixed wing pilot.
And you know, I've been a fixed wing RC guy since the late 1960s, and everything from gliders to turbine powered jets to virtually every aspect of fixed wing. And now I'm going to get into the FPV side of fixed wing stuff. I tried it a number of years ago before it was really technically ready for it, and didn't work out too well. But these days, with all the flight controllers and everything, I think it's going to be fun. So I'm going to start doing that, because when you retired like me, you know, if you got nothing to do all day, you need to fill your day up with something. And this hobby is great, and I like all aspects of it. And to be, you know, I hate to admit it, but I haven't flown my Mavics for a while. I've been so wrapped up in this FPV, and then this DJI FPV stuff came out, and wow, I mean, it's just crazy. So so what I need to probably just get the Mavic out and go shoot a video so people don't think I forgot how, because that's how I started. And what I want to do is this. I think that I'm going to find a nice spot, and down here in Florida, it's probably going to be the beach. You know how that works out. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to combine both footage from the Mavic 2 Pro or the Zoom, I don't know which one, but probably the Pro, and the FPV, and cut a video to music that has both.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah.
Both the typical aerial looking stuff from the Mavics and a little zooming down here and there from the FPV, and cut them together, because that I think is the reason why I know Ken Herron is been talking about that. A lot of the camera drone guys are interested in spicing up their sometimes boring videos with a little action. And so I you know, I have to continue to work on my flying when it comes to that stuff, and so that maybe I can get 10 seconds of something exciting to splice in to the Mavic footage.
Yeah.
So
Media's joined us too. Kenny.
Yeah, I saw Kenny Cardosa. How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks I always appreciate anybody that comes and watches me I'm honored because there's just so much on YouTube to watch that. I'm very, very honored when somebody decides to spend some of their time hanging around here with us, especially us older
With
guys.
those guys.
But I'm trying to stay relevant here, and I'm trying to stay on top of the bleeding edge of this stuff. So I've been spending more and more time with the DJI FPV stuff. And hey, Chris Hope. Hey, Chris, how are you?
Chris Hope.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Always good to see you, buddy.
I'm waving at a chat window.
Hey, why not? Why not? Chris, you're more than welcome to join us. I think I sent you a link. In fact, anybody that comes into this chat is more than welcome to come on this panel. The more, the merrier. I like to meet new people, show and tell stuff, hold up some of your projects, airplanes, drones, talk about them, whatever it is. That's what I do. That's what I want this live stream to become. So please just put in the chat, send a link, and if you just don't mind putting your email in the chat, I'll copy it and send you out a link. And sometimes I get brave and just put the link right in the chat. I figure if I get trolled, I could always just shut them down. D-Man 52. Hey, Mitch. Hey, Gary. Hey, how come you're not blue, D-Man 52? How did I miss you? I know you've been here before, but I guess I have to stop and just do that right now.
He's another old guy.
Another old guy. Well, there's a lot of us old guys, and if these young guys don't start having more kids, it's going to be all old guys here pretty soon on this planet. Anyway, so what I was saying is I thought that I would, and I'm going to go and do this for a second, Gary, and then I'm going to do this right here, and that was a picture I shot of the conversion of my Acrobrat to DJI FPV. Oh, I got email. Let's see if must be important. It is important, but I can't deal with it now. Well, I do a lot of graphics work and website development and all that. That's just one of those deals. So it's after hours. It'll wait till tomorrow morning. So anyway, what I did, if you look at that picture, you can see that that's only a 3-inch drone. And what I did was I took the flight stack. Let me blow it up a little bit more so you can see it. I took the flight stack there out of the center of the drone where the cross is of the legs, and moved it up to the front. See, and I had to extend the rear motor wires, so I did that to reach the ESC, and then I put the air unit. So anybody who thinks that air unit is big can see the size of that air unit on a 3-inch drone is really not much big, because that's a 20 by 20 flight stack. So if that was a 30 by 30 flight stack, it'd be almost just as wide as the air unit. And I stuffed that thing in there. Now this drone has an RSXR receiver with telemetry. It has GPS module. You can see the GPS module there on the leg. And it also has a lost drone finder beeper. There's the receiver right there, and the antennas. And this was before I put it all back together. And now what I want to show you is what it looks like all done. So
wow,
what I got here, and let me bring it over here, and I'll just hold it up in front of my camera here. There it is. There's the finished deal with the DJI camera right there, and you can see where the stack is up front, and the air unit in the back, and the side plates right here, as you can see right there, come down. So basically, I use the heavy duty double sticky tape on the bottom of the air unit and measured it, put the side plate on so I could stick it right down to the bottom plate in the right place where that thing cleared it. In the back, I just put the receiver antennas in the straw and strapped the lost drone finder and loud beeper to the back of this thing. So, and there it is in a 3-inch. I took it outside and I didn't fly it through the goggles. I looked through the goggles and made a recording just to see how well it, to make sure there was no noise and it was steady of just a little line of sight flight to make sure that it worked, because I had to reset. I had to go back into beta flight and make sure everything was set up correctly, and it flew just fine. I got the two DJI antennas are here, and they're tie wrapped right to the side of the frame, so they're not going anywhere. Receiver antennas are here; they're not going anywhere. And what a great little package. Now this is a Acrobrat knockoff that I got from Amazon for like 20 bucks, and it's good flying. I had the analog system in it and it flew well, but I'm probably going to be converting as many of my drones to this digital as I can. I really like the difference, and I think that you guys saw. I don't know if you were watching my little pre-show thing here, but what I was doing was let me find this little. I was playing some video. I was playing this video here, and this is the analog. This is what a recording from my analog goggles look like. Okay. And it's not bad. It's not bad. But this here is what the goggles recording from the DJI looks like.
Wow.
And that's what you see in the goggles. Big difference.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, wait do you see that? I mean, I'm out there. There's nothing out there. It's my club flying field. But when I fly by this, you see how sharp everything is. It's
you really see it in the clouds first. The first thing you notice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How crystal clear everything is. And
this is the goggles recording. This is not. It also records on the SD card in the air unit, which is a full HD 60 frames a second, 1080p.
Wow.
But in these flights, I have the thing set at the 700 milliwatts. I get none of the pixelating or anything like that. But the flying experience is so overwhelmingly different than the analog that it's a whole different thing. And what a lot of the guys have been saying, Gary, a lot of the reviewers, a lot of these, big time drone guys like Nurk and the Rotoride guys, and guys that race, they're not convinced that this thing is really quite fast enough as far as the delay goes, as far as latency. They can race with it, but they feel like there's just something a little off because they're used to 9 millisecond latencies down there with their analog stuff. But they said that for freestyle, this is amazing, and the universal opinion on it is that guys have been flying FPV for years and years have said it's like flying FPV for the first time again. So I'm finding that that to be true. And hey, Jeff, freestyle FPV. Hi guys, our freestyle freestyle pilots, welcome here. Oh, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yes, like 3 months ago, I couldn't even spell freestyle pilot. Now I are one. So yeah, you guys are absolutely welcome here, and I'm looking to highlight and talk more about the freestyle flying, especially with the DJI FPV thing, and I think it's an exciting addition to our hobby, and I'm looking forward to making that video with the a mix of both the Mavic 2 footage and the and some FPV freestyle at the same location. So as I get more confident in my FPV flying, enough to take it out and fly it out over water. Now that you're throwing $180 worth of equipment in one of these drones, you tend to want to not crash it as much and not lose it in up in a tree or on a roof or in the water or something like that. Well, Jeff Freestyle, welcome, man. Thanks for coming. I'm going to go ahead and give you a blue wrench like everybody else, so that you can you want to post a link to one of your videos or anything. Be my guest. I urge everybody here to support everybody. Take a look at their channels. This has never been, and you guys know I'm not one of these sub for sub deals. I don't want to do that, but this is how we grow, and I urge everybody to support everybody. And although I can't do it now, I am going to go and go by all the channels when I look at the replay of this and watch the chat go by. I will go back and check out the channels of some of the guys that have come in here for the first time. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. We got almost 20 people, which is a huge crowd for me, Gary.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't. Let me see what Spike's up to over there. Spike is got 7 people watching. He's testing. I don't know why he decided to go on 10 minutes before I did tonight to do a test, but
try to get the jump on you.
Oh, he's got some. No. Spike's not like that. He's got some graphics. He's got some graphics going on over there that he wanted to test out. He's doing all this fancy stuff, and he's doing a great job. And I love the guy. I love the guy. He's always one of my favorites. Anyway, that's old Spike, and
we have some characters out here, don't we?
We do.
Spike, and we got Philly Drone Life, and there's a bunch.
Did you see what D-Man said to you? Hey, Gary, what's with your love affair with the wires? They have a magnetic attraction for Gary's drones. They just
the thing is, Mitch, is I fly that thing and I'm not reckless, but I fly it to the limit. Like I'll fly it close to a tree so that I get that perspective of passing the tree, Well, and I think in that wires case, I was trying to get over to the very edge of the pond and come down, and I was right there.
You need to be. You sound like you're just a closet FPV guy. That's the whole thing with FPV, is to fly close to things. And and I'll tell you, on the simulator, man, I'm like it's amazing. I can do everything with the drone that I can do on the simulator. Okay, it still flies the same. It's amazingly close. But when I fly the simulator, here, hold on a second. When I fly the simulator, let me get that going here. Where is it? It is over here. There we go. No, that's not it. It's this one. when I got too many buttons to push. So when I fly the simulator, I'm fearless. You know what I mean? Just fearless. Fly the thing everywhere, under everything, through everything, do all kinds of maneuvers and split S's, everything. And the nice thing is, if you crash, you here. Let me get back to this. So I got too many buttons to push here. But hit the flag there. But when you crash, you just get to start over again. You don't have to go pick up the smoking wreck of burning batteries or anything like that. And I know how to fly. I mean, I've been flying for RC for over 50 years, and you know, getting used to the differences in the drones is just learning how the differences in how they work. But you know, I'm not Mr. Steele yet. I'm happy to fly through this big garage and make it out the other side. But you know, like here, see, I do a nice split S coming out of this, and I think I dropped through the hole in the roof in one of these things back into the garage. But I do this a lot, and I practice a lot on the simulator.
Are you using your controller?
Yeah. You use a simulator. This one is called Velocidrone. And Velocidrone, it costs $20. It's from TBS, Team Black Sheep. So you go here. Look at this move here. Just a big split S and come out the bottom right into the garage. You know, and believe me, it's just as hard to do it in the simulator as it is to do it with the drone. But then I get out there with the drone, and for some reason, I don't have the confidence that I do when I'm flying like an RC airplane or an RC helicopter or anything like that. I still have, and I think part of what my problem has been is my eyesight isn't as good as a young kid, and the FPV goggles aren't really sharp. But I did find that the little amount of flying I've done so far with the DJI FPV gives, I do feel more like I'm flying on the simulator because it's sharp like that. So I think it's going to be a big help. And Kenny asked me, what do I need to fly the simulator? Well, all you need is your radio. And the radios, this is just a Taranis QX7, and they have a USB port in the bottom. You plug them into the USB port of your computer. You need a powerful enough computer because it's like running a computer game, where you you need the graphics. So you probably need a computer with a halfway decent graphics card, but and it's a tremendous way to learn how to fly. And if I think, for example, there's a whole bunch of different maneuvers that you do with these drones, and I see the other guys do. Well, you can load up the simulator and practice these maneuvers before you actually go out in the field. And the nice thing about the simulator is, your battery never runs out. You can fly for an hour if you want on a single flight, and you can practice these things and crash all the time. And if you do crash, all it does is it just resets it right to there. See, and you just start all over again. But stuff like that, where I just climbed right up over this thing and then came down and flew back through it, that doesn't look like it's that difficult. But if you've never flown FPV before, you find out that it's not as easy as it looks. And there's only one way to learn it, and that is to practice, and just keep doing it and doing it and doing it. Yeah, Joe C says, if you crash, so what? Well, the problem, if I don't, I have a handicap when it comes to crashing anything that I fly, and that comes from all those years of building these intricate scale model airplanes that cost a fortune and take, some of these jets I built took a year to build the thing, and were worth, some of them, $20,000 to $30,000. So you approach the flying of these kind of airplanes that you've got a year of your life invested in and all that money. Crashing is just not an option with those things.
No.
And that's how I've always approached RC flying, very, very cautiously. And that's not good when it comes to FPV. When it comes to FPV, you almost have to not be cautious. You have to throw caution to the wind and just rip and crash, and you'll become a better pilot. Unfortunately, I have this mental block that keeps me from doing it. So, and I've flown quite a bit of FPV already, and people laugh at me when I tell them this, but I have yet to break my first propeller even. I just don't crash them. I fly them way too conservatively. I can fly them as good as I'm flying the simulator here. I just have this mental block against getting too close to things, going too fast, and risking the crash. Even though these things are really made to crash, they're made to crash. So you break them, you fix them. I'll get over that. It's just I'm still pretty new at this, and it's just going to take some time. So anyway, that is the simulator, and it's a great way to learn to fly. I see we got drone shots. Jody, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Once again, I don't see my green room filling up full of people. Thanks, Gary, for coming in.
Well, I wouldn't have you. Wouldn't leave you hanging there.
Well, I actually had some. I was going to be talking more about this DJI FPV stuff, and I
have a question about it actually. Now, is that air unit and camera going to fit in a fixed wing as well?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
airplanes.
Yeah,
FPV.
I'm going to build one, and I'm thinking about that sonic. It's called a sonic model binary, and let's see if I can find it here. It looks like this. And
oh yeah,
it's a twin engine, and it's made. If you look, there's a plywood bottom in the canopy, and that's all set up for FPV cameras and with servos in it. And even servos to tilt and pan the FPV camera as well. And this is a good candidate for one of these. There's a guy stuck a little sports camera on top of that one. But this thing, it's $105 for the airframe, about another 80 or 90 for the power unit that has the ESCs and the motors and props and all that stuff. Lighting kit for it is 20 something bucks. Landing gear is $10. Yeah. By the time if you want to buy everything for this model, you can end up at about $250. But it's really built beautifully. If you look at the way it's tons of room inside. It's even got a bay for a downward facing camera, and to do mapping, because if you put these sophisticated flight controllers in them, that you can fully automate your flights, and full autopilot and heads up displays and all of that stuff. However, with the DJI FPV, that's one of the only thing I don't like about it is it can't integrate the on-screen display yet. It reads the information from the flight controller, and it does display your battery. I'm going to say goodbye to Mike Getz. Got to go. Thanks for stopping in. Come back soon. Anyway, it does. what was I saying? Oh yeah, for the downward, it has the downward camera. You can do mapping with it. You can do all kinds of stuff, but you can put a huge battery in these things. I think some of these guys are putting 10,000 milliamp batteries in there, flying for 45 minutes, and going on these long range flights with these with the long range radios and everything. So we'll see what happens. D-Man says he picked up his first plane a few weeks back, a Train Star. Is that one of those little pusher foamy things? Because they are a blast, and they're those kind of airplanes. Those foamy airplanes are pretty substantial. I mean, they take a beating, and they're great. They're great for this. And I really want to start doing some of the FPV stuff. I see Jody says he wants to put FPV on a heli, and I saw a video where somebody did that, and it looked really hairy when they were flying it, but I can't see why it would be any different flying a helicopter FPV than flying a drone FPV. The wingspan on this thing is, I think, about 4 feet. Let me see if it's got specs here on it.
D-Man says, "Yep, foamy and crashes real good."
The beautiful thing about it is you just glue them back together.
Yeah.
If they break. Let me see if I can see what the wing. Here it is. Specifications: wingspan, 47.24 inches, 4 foot.
Yeah.
Not so big you can't throw it in a car. Take the wing off, but if you see the fuselage here, it looks really substantial. This is a build video this guy made. I'm not going to watch that whole thing, but it's only problem is you got to buy it from Bang Good and wait a month. Hope it gets here.
Yeah.
You know, pretty neat looking thing though, and I think with the DJI system on it, it'd be absolutely outrageous. It'd be like flying in the thing, and some of the videos I've seen of guys flying these, when they pan the camera over sideways with the pan servo, and you're looking sideways and you see the nacelle and the propeller and everything going by you from the side, it looks like you're sitting in the back, like the view you get from the back of an airliner. I mean, it really looks like great fun. So
Yeah.
I think that's going to be that's going to be a lot of fun.
Now you get some pretty good flight time on fixed wing too.
Yeah, you can, with this one and a big battery, you can get, I think, 45 minutes or more with a big battery.
Yeah.
Well, look who's here. Let's do I have any music? Do I have any welcome for this guy? I know that I have one for Art. I have one for Spike.
I don't get any music.
No, here. There you go. That's
there. Okay, we know who that is.
Okay. No. It's not Lloyd.
Oh.
I'm looking for here. Meh.
I don't blame you.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I have a sense of humor.
I know you do. That's why I did it. How you doing, Conrad? How are you?
I'm doing well. I have a question for you about the simulator.
Yeah.
Do you have to program or do anything to your transmitter before you can use it? Do you have to put it in a certain mode? Or
no, what you do is you create a model. You have a Tyrannus,
really?
right? You have a Tyrannus, right? Okay, because you don't want it to be transmitting a signal. You don't want the RF to be on while you're working on the simulator. Why would you? Why bother? So you create a model for the simulator, and then you go into the setup, and where it says what type of receiver do you have? You know, it has two settings. It has one for the external bay in the back and one for the internal module on a Tyrannus. You turn it off. You just set it to off. And you said make sure both.
When you fly regular FPV, you have to turn it back on.
Well, when you change to your model, the model retains the settings. So when you go back to your one of your airplanes, see, I use two different things. I have the R9 on some of my quads, and I have the D16, you know, the XSSR or the RSXR or the XM Plus, and that is retained with the settings of the model. So I don't have to think about it. If I go to a quad that has, now the way you do is you use all the one setting for all your models. And you can't, you know, but if you start using different kinds of transmitters or different protocols, then you better have a separate model for that protocol. So just set up a separate model, call it simulator, turn off all the modules, both internal and external, set them to off, and then plug in the USB port, and it'll work fine.
But if you didn't turn it off, you could still use it?
Yeah, it's just be transmitting. Why, you know, why would you want to do that? You uses more battery. Oh, look who's here. Now we got in the chat. I knew that if I did that before, Lloyd would hear it. It would be like he was summoned, you know.
He got jealous.
Hi, Lloyd. How are you?
Fine.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. But Carlos, did you see my Acrobrat?
No. What'd you do?
Oh, you just yeah, you're late. Here, let me show you this, man. You remember my Acrobrat, right?
Yeah.
Look at it now.
Oh, you added the DJI thingy?
Yep, in a 3-inch quad. Look at that.
Nice. Those fly nice though. They
do. I haven't flown it. I just did a test flight, little line of sight with it, but it's not heavier than, you know. I mean, it's still got the GPS module on it. It's still got the Lost Quad beeper there in the back. See it?
Right.
And there's the DJI camera in there.
Wow.
I had to move the flight controller up to the front and extend the rear motor wires to reach it.
Does the camera tilt?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the camera tilts. It's basically got everything, and it all fit into this little frame on a 3-inch quad. So that shows you those air units aren't as big as you'd think. If you look down from the top, it hardly sticks out the side. See?
Right.
There's the antennas on the back.
Looks so I'm assuming you got the replacement goggles.
Yeah, I got a refund from Amazon on the first set. And I drove over to Race Day Quads in Orlando. Yeah, I went over there a couple days ago and wanted to see the place. It's a little hole in the wall in an industrial park, and I got a lot of stuff in there though. And so I picked them up there.
Nice.
I didn't want to fool around.
And these beep, and they do what they're supposed to do.
This does beep, and everything works fine. Meanwhile, I had taken the thing out of that 7-inch quad that I had built, and restored. I put back the Tarsier camera and the VTX, and you know, so I'm going to just leave that
as is.
But I did take I was looking at this little thing the other day, and I said, you know, I'll bet you if you move, and there is, if you can see underneath there. There is mounting holes on the front for a 20 by 20 stack. Can you see them?
Right. Yes.
So I moved this to 20 by 20 stack up to the front there, and I just had to extend, splice a little longer wires on the rear motors. The front motors, there was plenty of wire for them, and this thing fit right back in there with plenty of room. The SD card slot is very accessible right there on the side.
Oh, yeah.
And the USB on the other side is very easy to get to if you got to do any firmware updates. It's got telemetry. It's got the RSXR, which is something that when you don't have all the OSD information, all you have is your battery voltage. Okay. Now
that's enough for the most part.
Well, I'd like to see RSSI in there.
Oh, okay.
But what happens is if you're using the DJI transmitter, you will get an indication of the signal strength because it's an integrated system. But if you're using your own, it doesn't have Now, interestingly enough, I just think that that's a firmware update that'll probably be coming along for these things to be able to get at all of that telemetry data, just like you can with the OSD, because this thing is hooked to the flight controller. It knows when you arm the quad. In fact, it's interesting, when you arm the quad, it automatically starts the recordings for you and the timer, and flashes a red message on the screen telling you that
recording
the thing is live. The thing is the quad is active or something. I forget what it says, but
not
it
armed,
does.
but same as armed.
Yeah, it tells you it's armed and starts the recording. And then when you disarm the quad, it stops the recording, which is nice, because then it gets properly saved to the SD card, and it starts both of them. If you have SD cards in both the goggles and the air unit, you're going to get both of them. So it works great. But if you've got a Tyrannus and you have your receiver's telemetry, the smart port telemetry, hooked up to a UART, and you get your telemetry into your receiver, then you can set up pages on your receiver, on your transmitter display, that shows you whatever telemetry you want to see. And you can trigger audible, alerts based on certain conditions. So, for example, I have mine set up and it says, if the battery voltage is below X, then read the battery voltage. So she'll come on, the voice will come on. If the battery voltage drops, will come on and say, voltage 14.8, whatever. Oh, wow. And you can do this. I haven't set it up yet because it's a lot of a lot of button pushing to set all this up, but you can basically set it up to tell you anything you want. And one of the things I do want to set up, if I'm using the DJI system, is a low RSSI warning. That's all. Just if the RSSI gets
fail safe like 3 times already, it's not fun.
Yeah, but I've got GPS on these things, so hopefully, if it does fail, read the chat. If it does fail safe, it'll go into GPS rescue and not just drop out of the sky.
Yeah, no, that's good.
How reliable that is.
Something?
Sure.
Today, there's a flying field in what used to be in the World's Fair, Flushing Corona Park.
Oh, no kidding.
So AMA, sanctioned and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so I go there because the park that I usually go to had people in front of me. And I talked to the guys and they told me that, what do they call? Something UNGER, but it has to do with the United Nations police or so, because of the TFR, somebody put up a DJI drone and they came from Kennedy Airport and told them to bring it down and you can't fly until 2:00. So they're watching you, even from, a distance. I kid you not.
Yeah.
The guy said, they came over, they were nice and blah, 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 but they told people to, you can't fly, put your stuff down. And these guys were helicopter and RC pilots you. So they couldn't fly, but yet the one that triggered it was the guy flying his Mavic Air. Do you imagine they can see that far because of, the UN, the whole UN thing was here this whole week.
Yeah, they got it locked right down.
Hey,
Carpenter Rick is here. Let me say hi to Carpenter Rick. Just noticed you in the chat. Thanks for coming. He called us gentlemen. He said, "Good evening, gentlemen." So we got him fooled.
That's not bad.
Hey, Carlos, you're becoming quite a pilot, man. I was really impressed with that. In
the trees.
Yeah, that video you made with your little Armaton.
The Japalura.
You're.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, practice, man. Practice.
That's all. You just got to keep doing it and go for it.
Yeah. No, that was a great flight. That was one of your best. I think I commented on your video that.
Yeah. I took up the 6-inch Chameleon. I finally did a split S and some, loops and.
Same thing, isn't it?
Bowls.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but the power behind it, it's kind of intimidates me.
Well, so that's what I was talking about is mental blocks. I can go on a simulator and do anything. get a real drone up in the air, it's a whole different story. And the same thing is true with big drones versus little drones.
Yeah, but just
it's
to
in
feel the power.
Well, it's like a guy flying a Cessna 172 or a 747.
Yeah,
You're still pretty much moving the sticks the same way.
right. No, yeah, but when you have all that thrust
Yeah.
and power and speed behind you, it's like, wow.
But that I like the 7 inches, but the 7-inch ones. But I fly them. I've been flying them out at my club field. This this thing flies great. This is that the Tyro 129.
Right.
129 bucks with everything, including the GPS module.
Is that a TBS antenna you put back there?
What did I put? No, that actually came with it. It's a knockoff of some big bucks antenna. Yeah, but it works. But it works great, and it's got a good controller in it. It's got, the props are terrific. Unbelievable drone, $129. You got to build it, and you see the T antenna on it. This has got the R9 long range receiver.
Wow.
And these things just fly. They cruise, and they don't make any noise, and they just
it's like the chameleon. It's
just great for cruising around. Yeah,
it goes far.
And this thing came with a CADX camera, branded name camera in it, and unbelievable for 129.
What's the one you bought 2 of?
This is the one I bought 2 of these.
No, the recent one.
The Nazgul. Yeah. They never shipped the second one, so I canceled the order. In other words, that's the way Banggood is. You buy them and they say they got them in stock, and then they come back and a week goes by and it doesn't ship.
Sorry
and then,
for the inconvenience.
Yeah. Then the next thing you see is it's going to ship. I just canceled it. I don't. What do I need it for? I had got a $143 price on it, but
right. No, can't beat it.
Yeah. Hey, look who's in the chat. He's not here in the green room, but in the chat. Give you a hint. Who is that?
That's Arco. The comedian.
I have music for every. I have a intro.
Actually, Mitch, do you have Netflix at home? Do you subscribe?
Yeah.
Jeff Dunham did a new
one.
Show. Yeah, you should check it out. It's pretty funny.
Oh, he's terrific.
He has you on this show. He starts off with you.
Oh, you mean
Walter? That's him. Yep.
Oh, he's my favorite. Yeah,
exactly. He's good.
He's my favorite. I like Walter. I told you my kids bought me that because they told me that Walter reminds them of me.
I don't know if that's good or bad. Oh, you know what else? I just remembered. I bought a pair of FXT goggles, a second set, used, but I believe it's the version 1 for $50.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, for that, because they're like $175.
Yep. But this is the version 1, not the 2. So for whatever that.
Okay. How does it work?
So far, it seems okay. I mean, I turned it on. I got image. I'm gonna have to take it out to the field and try it.
Oh, cool.
But
well, I
thought, just for a backup for that much money, I thought it was worth it. Even the shell, and I got 2 antennas, even though they're no big deal. Some Emax 2 antennas, something like that.
Oh, okay. Do you? I use. I don't use the antennas that came with mine. I use
no.
A patch and a far view. There's an antenna called a far view. Artco says the link that I sent doesn't work. Well,
you sent the second one.
I did because I sent the first one out of my wrong email account. I sent it out of my personal. I thought you guys might go into somebody's junk mail instead. So I sent it again.
I got them both.
Let me send.
I sent it again.
What's that?
I sent it to Art.
Oh, okay, good. Well, let me get ready for Art here. I have special music for Art.
He's going to bring his Ken dolls.
I love it. I love it. Where's my special music for Art here? You pardon me leaning in here, but here it is right here. Okay. All right. When Art comes on, the music I have for Art.
Angelic. That's the chant. The monks.
Too many buttons, man. Got too many buttons here. Too many
Hey,
buttons.
that show went well with you and Lloyd the other day. That was
Oh,
fun.
no, thanks. I had a good
Yeah,
time.
you did a great job with Lloyd. That was fabulous.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I got honored. I was the subscriber of the week. Got my picture in the circle and everything.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I came in right at the end of that show, and I ended
I
up
know you did.
next
We saw
morning.
that.
I saw you come in just as it was ending.
No, I watched the whole thing. Right.
Art says, Gary, there's no link in the email either. Here, so let me do this. Let me go and
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my little phone so I can see the chat and help you out. Just in
let
case.
me do this here and go to my email over here. Sorry, I'm not real slick at this, guys. This is a one-man show here. Here it is. And compose to AR. Why do I have Art's Place is what I have. Okay.
No.
Well, it says Colorado in it, so it must be Art.
Oh.
So we'll try that one and see if he gets it. Okay. Is that the email that I have for you, Art? Let me look at my list here that I have somewhere. Let's see, where is it? There. Here it is. What do I have for Art? Yeah, that's the one I have for Art. All right, you should get it now. Let me know if you didn't get it this time. We'll see what happens. I see Spike's still at it over there. See, Spike is on live right now. See that?
I wonder what graphics he's testing.
I don't know. He's competing with me, but my buddy, he's competing with me.
He's got his times mixed up.
No, he was on the whole show last week with me. It was,
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No, he's got his thing to do, and it's it would if I had to, if he was on with me every time, it was like Mike. You remember Philly Mike? Remember him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. He used to come on all the time. I haven't, I haven't heard.
Because he's probably laid out after all the high energy he is doing.
Yeah, I guess.
I saw him on the Canadian Drone Hub this morning.
Oh, really? It's another one. I haven't been on the Canadian Drone Hub for months. I don't know why. I don't want to say, you can't say anything. I don't want to say anything bad. It's great. I mean, I love those people, but for me personally, it's probably why I'm afraid everybody get bored with me, because I get bored with the same old thing over and over again. And I want to try. And there's a lot of people that feel the same way about a lot of the things that Ken Herron does. They you see, but there's two schools of thought. Do what works.
Well, Ken Herron's format is completely yours. Is we hang out, we talk, FPV stuff, but Ken Herron has a format and this and that and interviews. He's more of an entertainer.
He's got.
You could entertain us if you wanted, but I don't know.
Art's having Art. Oh, Chris Hope says he can't get in. My end, not yours. Oh, sorry, Chris.
Huh.
You got to fix your. Got to get your end fixed there, Chris.
Yeah.
So when I have no plans on these shows. I plan a little bit of something in case nobody pays any attention and I'm stuck here by myself with no audience. So I do have a whole build to do. Another.
What are you doing now?
Another one, and I'll show you what I'm doing. I got this frame, GEP RC, and it's designed for the DJI system.
Boy, they really sucked you in, huh?
Oh man! And it comes with this 3D printed TPU piece that holds the air unit
Okay.
to the standoffs, and it's designed with a longer back end for
Got
just for this, and it's a beautiful. And it comes with the antenna holder, TPU printed antenna holder for the two antennas. Is that slick?
Nice.
And
What was that noise I just heard?
I don't know. It didn't.
That was my phone going off.
I was going to say it didn't come from me here.
No.
But this
My phone's in my pocket. Told me it's garbage day tomorrow.
this is a beautiful. Problem is, once you open the box, you have to be Chinese to close it again.
Oh,
But that, if you're not
they call
Chinese,
that origami?
yeah, only Chinese people know how to
Small
get
finger.
cram all this stuff into this little box. But anyway, and then while I was over at Race Day Quads yesterday, I picked up 4 of these the Zing
Stacks. Oh, the motors.
the Zing motors.
Which one
XING.
did you get? The premium or the E
I
motors?
got the E because the E's are
Okay.
great, and
They work well.
they're like $14 a piece, and
Yeah.
and this one is the 2207 2450 kV because I fly everything 4S. I don't need 6S. I don't.
I believe I have the same ones on my Schizo.
Yeah. So this is I got 4 of these, and
Plenty of power.
I have the Diatone Mamba F4, the F4 stack. Barry says, "Who's that behind me?" That's Spank. Spank the monkey. I didn't name him Spank. That was kind of like a collaborative effort, but I ended up with Spank the monkey. And let's see what else I got here for it. I got, of course, I have an air unit to go in it, and I have an R9 mini long range receiver. I have a GPS unit that's going to go in it. I have
all from Race Day Quads.
No, I've had a lot of this stuff. I've had. I sometimes I'll buy 2 of something when I order it, like
Okay.
this little Lost Quad beeper is going to go on it, and I'm going to do a live build of this thing, sometime in maybe when I feel like it. I felt like it this morning until I spent all day building on that Acrobrat. Now I'm kind of built out for a few minutes, so maybe.
Yeah.
But I
So
don't know.
like 7 or 8 quads at now.
What's that?
You have like 8 or 9, 7, How many quads do you have now?
Who's counting?
I don't know. Apparently not you, right?
I don't know. I probably have that many, or 10 of them, maybe.
Got to get them up flying. Get some
Yeah,
footage.
and I have been. Past couple of days has been nice. I've gotten out and done a little flying. I don't record all my flights or show all that stuff.
Well, you don't
If
have
I-
to record them. Well, I mean, show each quad at least.
Yeah,
just
if I
for
do
the sake
something,
of,
if I do
Giving us
something,
noobs a look.
yeah, if I do something spectacular or do a really nice flight, I'll put up a video of it. But I'm still in the learning process. It ain't really pretty or exciting, and I'd rather not bore the hell out of everybody.
Go by the parking lot that you go to and fly in and out of some trees.
Yeah, I can do that. I need to find I need to find a good flying site that's not in the airport within 5 miles, because that's a problem. And I haven't found the really great sites till I go to every day for a little while. Something close enough that. But I'll find it. I'll find a park or something somewhere. Boy, that name tag is just cutting my face in half here. Move over. I have to change. I just get rid of all that and just say Mitch or something like that. Everybody knows I'm an old guy. I don't need to brag about that. But I'm going to. I'm definitely going to do a live build. Now, I wanted to ask you: are those live builds? Are they boring for people, or
No, I think people are interested.
Is it interesting?
No, I find it interesting. I'm not going to ever do it myself, but I still like to watch it being done.
Because I've got the studio all set up for it. I've got the build the build table here
Yeah.
that I can actually, and that camera's got a zoom on it. So, I mean, I can zoom in to show, like, if I'm doing some soldering, I can get real close. Look at that.
Yeah.
And look at the detail I get in that picture. That's a Sony video camera.
Hey, Mitch, what propellers do you use as far as the angle? The pitch.
You're
Is it
asking
40?
me, I don't even remember
40?
what the hell they are.
It's not written on top by any chance?
Might be, but it's covered up by the screw. Wait a minute. Here it is.
Okay,
These are 3052.
52. Okay.
3052, and the motor is a GEP RC 1507 3600 kV.
All right.
And I run it on a 4-cell 650. Get a
I
little
invested
over.
in some 45s, the pitch, see if they make a difference.
It might. These things fly great with these props, and it was
Oh, yeah,
the old saying.
that's what I have on it now, the 52s, I believe.
The old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the hell's the name of that prop? Is it not a dowel, but a
Azure or something like that?
no.
Gem fan?
Gem fan. Yeah, Gem fan. Yeah. It's one of the most popular 3-inch props around. Very, very flexible, very sharp. You can really cut your fingers with it when you're trying to.
Yeah, I flew into my leg once by accident. Just on take.
They're pretty sharp. You gotta be careful about that. But what happened to Art? Art, can't you get in? Did we screw you up? Did the link not work or something? Or are you there and hiding below? No, you're not.
You don't see him back there.
No.
I don't see him in the chat anymore either.
No, whatever happened?
I
I don't know.
You went out.
Maybe he had to reset stuff.
Maybe.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go off. It's dinner time here. But,
well, okay.
Thanks for having me, Mitch.
Well, thanks for coming in. I always appreciate it when Art says it won't let him in. Well, that's not right, Art. Come on. You've been here before. You've done it before. Are you
I don't know what to do. My glasses.
Are you using? That's the link. Are you using the? Here, let me just do this. Hold on a second. Let me just. Here, anybody wants to come in? There's the link. Try that, Art. See if that gets you in.
Direct. I don't have the anti-glare glasses. Apparently.
No, I don't either. But I look down enough that it doesn't matter.
There we go.
No, Mad Kiwi's saying mine. It's the light. I don't know.
Anyway, you guys have a great evening.
All right, Gary. Thanks for coming in, buddy. I appreciate it.
We'll catch you next week.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Take care.
Okay. I'll watch the rest of it on replay.
Okay. Thanks. And Craig, Kiwi, how you doing? How you doing down under there, my friend? Good to see you. So it's just the two of us, you, me, and your vape.
I'm sorry. Doesn't bother you, does it?
I can't smell a thing.
Okay.
No, it's like Roland has got that smoke machine. Have you seen that thing?
Oh yeah, he's crazy. Disco lights and everything.
Art says that link won't work for some reason. I don't know. I don't have you blocked or anything like that. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense.
Use your cell phone, Art. See if that works. On Chrome.
Something weird. Maybe are you using a Chrome browser? It says this site can't be reached. Really? Well, that's.
I mean, I reached it 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you did, and Gary did, but I think I put the right link in there.
No, I used the one you sent me.
Yeah.
The second one. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Keep trying.
Where you at?
Where are you at now? So we were talking about these live build streams and whether they're too boring or not, because when you do a build video, you speed up certain parts of it. You show how you solder one motor onto the ESC, and then you skip the other 3 and start over after that step is done. But when you do a live build,
it's not live. Yeah.
No, when you do a live build, it's to build it completely from one end to the other. And
Actually, there's a guy, MD95 TSI. He does it every so often, and he's done one in like 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Believe it or not.
I can build a drone in 2 or 3 hours. You got to start by building the frame, screwing all the legs in and all that stuff. And there's
can I make a suggestion? I think 2 bills ago, you had to take the frame apart 2 or 3 times. I think that was the Acrobat. Is that fair to say? Does that sound familiar?
Well,
maybe you can figure that part out first at home and then take it apart and then do it so that you know what to do and you spend 15 minutes less taking it apart. You know what I mean?
I agree. But then part of building these things is
the mistakes,
is the figuring out how you want to go about doing this. And I think that, if people want to follow along and either learn from you or find or tell you what you're doing wrong, that's okay too. But trying to figure out the
attention span of the normal human is like,
Yeah. But if you do a live stream like that, it's going to be I did one for 4 hours or 5 hours one time, and people came and people went, came and went. Yeah. And then you, of course, you do the, for example, one of the things that I have to do that you should do with any new receiver that you get is make sure you flash the newest firmware. Well, that's something that a lot of people are scared to do or don't know how to do. And that can be time consuming because you have to, whoa.
Finally.
He's vertical.
I think he's on his phone.
Yep.
Hey, Art.
Can't go this way.
Lean it up on. I usually
I can do that.
Turn it sideways.
That's what I did. Can you guys see me?
Yes,
I can see you, but your audio is way out of your audio is way out of sync, unfortunately. Why can't you get in? Why can't you get in with your computer, I wonder?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
The link works.
Is your phone hooked up to Wi-Fi?
Yes, yes it is.
Okay. Well, all right. Just making sure.
I used Chrome browser like I always do.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, wait a minute. You know what? Let me put my phone down.
Prop it on one of your Ken Heron dolls.
Yeah, it is.
I have a kickstand on my phone. On my phone.
Yeah, because your arm gets tired holding that silly thing up when you're.
I mean, I could use the computer, but I don't know. I like the phone.
Okay.
It's better image also.
Yeah. Let me try. Do I have Chromium? Yes, I do. Let me try Chromium.
What's Chromium?
What's Chromium? Is that Chrome you're talking about?
It's the newer version of Chrome that nobody uses anymore.
Never heard of it.
But it's new?
Well, it's been around for a while.
Oh, okay.
Well, try it. See if you can get in it. We'll have you on twice.
Okay.
See what happens. I'm curious. I'm waiting here with bated breath for
Are you still going to do the like a steady thing on Mondays, Mitch, with Lloyd?
No, that wasn't. That was a one-time thing, as far as I know.
I thought you were taking Mel's place because of
no. I mean, I'll be happy to if he needs me to do it. But I was basically just going to be a guest, and he said to me that
Mel could make
you could be the co-host because Mel can't make it tonight. And I said, fine, sure, why not? No, we had a good time. That was an hour went by in a big hurry, didn't it?
Yeah. Plus, we were making fun of you while you were on the panel. I know you noticed that. Well, in a nice way.
Yeah. Not in a bad way, right?
Having fun at Mitch's expense.
You know what? Chromium is doing the same thing.
Well, I never heard of Chromium, but I would try.
Can't be reached.
I would try Chrome. Do you have Firefox? Try Firefox.
No, Firefox won't. Well, maybe. I know.
Yeah, it's supposed
Siri
to
won't.
work.
I don't have Firefox. I have
No,
Chrome,
Safari.
and
will. Can you go to Chrome on your computer and then attach the link?
Yeah.
That's That's really
Okay,
strange. Maybe it's a router issue. Are you using a VPN or something strange like that?
He's using
No.
Starbucks.
Starbucks. No, it's using the neighbor's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
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 Speaking of neighbors, your drone is still MIA?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, you know what? I tried a different browser, and it's working.
I don't see you in there.
Hold your horses.
I don't see you. There you are. Okay. Oh no, I don't see you in the green. There you go. Device not connected. Add to stream. Mark Carlson. Okay. So we're going to get rid of you here and bring you in.
I like that.
Save you in there. There we go.
Oh, nice and clear too.
Good night.
Good night. Hang up the cell phone.
Yeah, hang up.
Or we could bring you in twice, Art, you know?
Yeah, why not? Because I love you.
I love you, man. Hey, Artco. Art, not Artco. Jeff Dunham on Netflix has a new hour special you might want to look at. He's talking to himself.
Yeah. Can you hear us, Art?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Good.
Where's my music?
Wait a minute. Oh, here I went and here it is. Here it is. Hold on. This is some serious music, isn't it?
All right, did you hear what I said about Jeff Dunham, Art?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
He's got
You'll like it. Fun show. Yeah, on Netflix.
Oh, great. I'll have to check that out. I worked with him back in the 90s. This is...
You told me, yeah.
Pre-Ahmed days.
Yeah, oh, God.
Yeah.
That's that Ahmed. That's what got me hooked on him.
Yeah.
That's when I first got introduced to him, was the Ahmed.
The way he throws his voice.
Tommaso Sullivan is here. How are you, my friend?
Hey.
He throws his voice from like just amazing what he does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's the best. But he's got funny stuff too. You know, it's not just the ventriloquist part. He's funny.
You know, in the community, or the comedic, whatever. Kind of, well, we look down on ventriloquists and magic acts and guys who bring their guitar on stage and say funny stuff. We kind of, because they're not really comedians. We write our own material and we actually perform a ventriloquist. Why, he's got a doll he's got to talk to. But you know what? When I saw Jeff, I totally, that went out the door, and now I have a new respect for ventriloquists. And I've worked with several, and Jeff is like, he's the tops.
No, he's really good, but he's also funny. Like Mitch said.
He's funny. He's very funny. He's got great material, and
he knows how to improvise when something happens. Like I just saw one of his older videos on, I think it was Facebook, and it was one where Ahmed was meeting his son for the first time.
Right.
And Ahmed's leg kind of slid off that little platform.
I think that's part of the act, because he did the same thing with Peanut or someone. He threw him on the floor.
Oh, well, this one, he's got his hands busy. And so he got one of the assistants to come over and
I remember that. I think that might have been a Halloween also, a special or something to that effect. I know what you're talking about, though. Mm-hmm. But he did something like that on the last one.
Oh, okay.
I think Peanut fell or somebody fell on the floor and he picked him up.
Okay. Have you seen his video on how he makes those puppets?
No.
Yeah, AJ, Ahmed's son, That was 3D printed.
Oh, really?
No kidding.
It took him, I guess, days to print that because it's such a big piece.
I would
And
think.
you gotta have the jaw separate from the head because that moves, and the
Right.
eyes are separate because the eyes move. And this one was the prototype to see how AJ looked in the beginning, and it looked totally different than what you see today.
Gotcha.
So it was interesting to see how he does that because Peanut and those other guys, those are made out of fabric.
Stuffed animals.
Yeah, where
With working joy.
Walter looks like he was carved out of stone or out of wood or something.
And the jalapeno on a stick.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Si, senor.
Oh, yeah,
Are you familiar with Brian Regan?
Yeah.
Art?
Yeah.
He's good and he's clean.
Yeah.
He's smart. He's clean. There's another one, John Panette, the really heavy set dude.
I think he died, didn't he?
Yeah.
No, that's the other one that died. Yeah,
no,
I know.
I think John Panette. I think I heard
he did die.
He did die.
John Panette died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Google.
Yeah.
You sure it's not the other guy that died? I don't think.
No, they all died, but the heavies. But John, I think I heard somewhere that John Panette died. Look it up, Art. See, Google it.
That would be sad.
He was very funny, and there was a movie.
Yep, he died April 5th, 2014.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, there was a movie called Duets. Okay. I don't know if you ever heard of it or saw it. It's called Duets. It was a movie about karaoke. And it had Gwyneth Paltrow. Her father produced the movie. It had Gwyneth Paltrow in it and starred in it. And
wow, he died. Jeez.
What's the name of the guy that played Pig Vomit in the Howard Stern movie? Who am I thinking of?
Pig Vomit.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. He was in the movie Sideways, the movie about the wine country in California.
That was a pretty good movie. But
yeah. Wait, hold on.
I don't know the name of the actor.
I got it. This is ridiculous. This is what happens to you. When you get older, the names, things that really aren't important to you.
All right. Are you familiar with Bill Burr?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's funny. He just came out with a new one also.
Yep.
Anyway, this movie was in 1994. This is not. No, this isn't. This is a different. That's the wrong Duet movie.
Let's see. I've worked.
Here it is.
Sinbad, Louis Anderson, Paula Poundstone, Ellen DeGeneres.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, these are comments.
Okay. At any rate, this movie Duets had Gwyneth Paltrow was in it.
Yes.
Huey Lewis was in it.
Oh, him. That's a singer.
Yeah.
Right?
Huey Lewis in the News. Andre Braugher, you know who he is. He's that black guy that plays on the cop shows. You'd know him if you saw him.
Yeah.
Paul Giamatti
does the voices. His voices. No, okay.
No, Paul Giamatti is who I'm thinking of. Yeah, he's Paul Giamatti's a fabulous actor, and John Panette is in it, and he plays in the finals of the karaoke contest that they have. They have a half a dozen. Michael Bublé, John Panette sings in that, and it's really a riot. And it's basically the story. A lot of people thought it was a stupid movie, but it had great music in it, and I thought it was incredibly entertaining, and I thought it was a good story. And Paul Giamatti was amazing in it. It's called Duets, and if you get a chance, you should watch it because it's a story. It's 5 different stories of 5 different people whose lives all come together on this karaoke circuit
Yeah, I
with the
can't.
contests and everything. And it's just it's a riot, man. It's
You
just
see Art's a riot. You got to see him.
yeah, I'm watching them. Yeah, it really was a surprisingly good movie. Everybody I talked to said, "Oh, it's
That's
just
why I can't do gang signs.
yeah."
Because I'll
Yeah.
totally
Can you flip
start a
somebody off?
riot.
I mean, if you have to flip somebody
I
off,
have
can
to
you do
use
that?
2 hands.
Oh, okay. Hey, that's an important thing to be able to do in our society.
We call it pointing the way to heaven. That's all.
Yeah.
You know what? I can't do sign language either because
No, I can imagine.
they say I mumble.
What do you think you are, a comedian? was that Seinfeld did that once? He said the cop said to him, says, "What do you think you're, a comedian?" He says, "As a matter of fact, I am."
Yeah. You know who made that show was Kramer.
Well,
You know what? Originally, it was supposed to be called Cosmo.
The
That
show?
was the original name. Yeah, it was
Seinfeld, really?
about Kramer.
No,
And then,
Oh,
yeah,
Larry
then
David and
then-
Seinfeld were the big deal.
Then it switched to Seinfeld.
it's like Art Carney made Jackie Gleason funny. Jackie
Oh.
Gleason by himself was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, Art Carney. I still remember. I still in my mind visualize that show and Art Carney coming back from the sewers where he worked.
Yeah.
Oh, he looked like a diver or something.
Yeah. No, that was
Hello, ball. Address the ball. Hello, ball.
that was great. That was some great. You can still see that. They still show that stuff on some of these old antenna TV channels and things,
Yep.
things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
My favorite is still Archie Bunker and All in the Family.
they're showing a lot of that these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
That's
So
and
funny.
it's good. Some of the younger kids today should watch that and lighten
And
up,
grow a sense of humor.
lighten up just a little bit. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's
Get out of their safe spaces
Oh,
or places,
yeah.
whatever they want to call it.
don't
Oh,
get me
That
don't
was
get me started.
one of the topics on one of my comedian friends' Facebook page was about that comic that got fired after 4 days on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, I heard
Oh,
about it like that.
Yeah, I heard about. I don't watch that
That's
show anymore.
This is what happened. Somebody thought, hey, how about I look at some of his old stuff and
Yeah.
see if there's anything we could dig up? And that's what they did. They went like almost 20 years into his past, and hey, he's making fun of faggots. And,
Yeah, but back in those days, it was called comedy. It wasn't
Mhm.
politically. It wasn't. You could do
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But
It's
now
It's so
it's not,
sad.
was it? It is sad.
So sad.
yeah,
Well-
Everything is whatever.
damn YouTube.
I don't know about YouTube. I think they're all going to have problems here if they keep, especially Facebook, if they keep doing what they're doing and they keep censoring one group but not another.
Right.
They and then say we don't do that, but the evidence is overwhelming
Yep.
Oh,
on
yeah.
these conservative channels. They demonetize them for nothing.
Yep.
For nothing. You try to search for some of these people and their videos don't show up in search results when they have millions of subscribers. You take Steven Crowder, for example.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'll give you another example. There's a history channel that I follow, and it's about, they started off with World War One, and they did it day by day. So you get to see what, and this is like, and they started 100 years after World War One started, and it lasted the whole, it ended in 2018.
Wow.
And then they did another series called In Between Wars. And now they're doing World War II. And last Saturday, they did the week of September 21st, 1940.
That's my birthday.
Uh-huh.
Not
Not
90,
the 1940.
not the
Professor Mitch.
1940 something.
Yeah.
Hey, I was born in the 1940s. Okay? Think about that.
Oh, to get to my point,
My mom was born 34. Anyway,
they've been demonetized.
For what?
Well, because they're talking about a subject of violence, you know?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But if
and that's what they do.
Antifa's out there breaking and
Yeah, but that's
vandalizing,
okay.
that's okay.
That's okay. Oh, that's okay. Because they're woke. You know what I mean?
They're
They're woke.
Yeah.
They're woke.
They're
Yeah,
lit. It's Kim.
they're woke.
That's well, I never heard that
That's
one. Woke. Like
You
in
never
woke
heard
up?
woke? Woke is the new thing, man. If you're not woke, you're
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
bad dude. You gotta be
Mitch
woke.
is
You gotta be a
now.
social justice warrior.
Oh, that I've
SJW.
heard. Yeah, that I've heard.
You gotta be part of the woke left. I mean, I could get thrown off YouTube just for making fun of them. You know, and they would demonetize me in a minute if I was monetized, but I'm not. So
Hey,
Who
Mitch, do you know the city your father came from in Russia?
it was a city called Dinovitz.
Dinovitz.
Dinovitz in a region, and I only remember him telling me this, and I can't tell you if I'm being accurate, but it was like this. Podolsky Gubernia was supposedly the state or the region. Dinovitz in Podolsky Gubernia. I tried to look it up, and I never really found it. But he was in the part of Russia that was more Eastern Europe than Russia. It was, down. You remember the movie Yentl? When Barbara Streisand, he came from a village like Yentl, back in that day and time.
Or Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah, no, Yentl. It was a movie.
No, I know. I like those.
Yeah,
those movies.
Fiddler on the Roof. But that in that area, they didn't speak Russian. They spoke Yiddish. They were more. They were Eastern Europeans more than Russians. My father was not a Russian. He was an Eastern European Jewish guy that was from that part of the world, not anywhere near Moscow or those kind of things. And they left Russia in 1911. So that was
wow, to hear those dates.
Yeah, I mean, I think about it. I think about it. My father was born in 1901, so that was 118 years ago. When I think about it, that was my father, not my great grandfather.
No, I hear you.
But my father was born in 1901 and came here in 1911. He was 10 years old.
Okay, I found a writer named Louis Zimmerman, birthplace, Dinovitz, Russia, state headquarters. Okay. Conflict during World War II. I'll click on it and see if I can find. Okay.
Yeah, so there really is no more good comedy. Like, what do you laugh about? You have to laugh about people and make fun of people to have comedy.
Mm-hmm.
This new Dave Chappelle thing is great.
I saw that one.
I heard about that.
And the best part of that is it's got all of these snowflakes in they got their panties in a wad. I just
As a result,
oh God, they're crazy. They've disowned the guy. He's just not
even after his you mean his recent one? His last,
yeah,
he has
Sticks
one,
and Stones,
really?
because he makes fun of everybody and they don't like it.
Yeah.
They just don't like it. They're all offended. They're all so.
Oh, so you got to watch Bill Burr.
easily-
Bill Burr talks about that. I think he's in the UK for some reason doing his show. He goes, I don't know, people in America, they've gone crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts, and it's not mainstream. You'd think it was mainstream because it's Hollywood and it's the media, but when you really look at it, it's not that stuff is not mainstream, and I think.
So you're better off killing people
in this
and
country.
raping people.
People in this country, a lot of people in this country have just had it.
Yeah,
they've had it. I've had it. This last round of nonsense with the Ukrainian bullshit.
yeah.
I've just had it. I've had it. I'm tired of seeing the same dirty trick play being pulled over and over and over and over again. When there's nothing.
This is working to Trump's advantage because
are you kidding? They're crazy. They're like, even there's a young YouTube guy named Tim Cast. You ever watch him? He does a daily show. He's got a big following. He has a little stocking cap he wears all the time, and and he's a liberal. He's a Democrat. He's a conservative Democrat. For the past 6 months, he has been tearing the Democrats a new one on that show. And the reason I watch it is because he's a moderate Democrat.
Yeah.
And Twitter is hurting him now because they're calling him a conservative, and he's not a conservative.
You said Tim Cook?
I think that's his last name. Tim Cast is the name of his channel.
CAST?
I think so. One word, Tim Cast. Let me see if I can find it.
I listen to Mark Dice. He's pretty good.
Tim Pool. Tim Pool. Yeah, Timcast. Twitter.com/Timcast.
Right.
He's 33 years old. And
does it say what state he's from?
He's from
be great if it was California or New York.
Yeah.
Political comedy is best known for live streaming.
So I gotta talk about
but anyway, he's a Democrat who is tearing the Democrats an absolute new one for this nonsense under the guise that they're committing suicide.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Before
I'm telling you, Alexandria Ocasio is a Trump plant. She just keeps talking, and she's going to definitely make them, have them to win.
Well, you understand how all of these people in Congress got elected. They got elected.
Young people.
They were all, it was all George Soros and the big libs all dumped hundreds of millions of dollars into their campaigns, and the fact that it was a midterm and the Trump people didn't think they had to get out, which was a huge mistake.
Yeah,
right.
But I got news for you. In 2020, nothing changes drastically from now. It's going to be a bloodbath at the polls.
You keep hearing Elizabeth Warren, right, and this other guy Bernie talk, and they're just killing themselves.
The Wall Street.
We want to give away this. We want to take away that.
There was an article. There's an article in the Wall Street Journal that basically said that the Wall Street guys, all the bankers, the big money guys that are such big Democrat supporters, have said pretty much in unison, you nominate Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders, we're not supporting you. We're not giving you money. We're not voting for you.
Right.
Well, I mean, these people want to destroy them and their businesses.
Right.
They don't want that.
I wanted to make a point. I just got back from my class reunion in Michigan, and my good friend I stayed with, well, he's not a Democrat. He's more a libertarian. He voted for Gary Johnson. I'm like, okay. He said, those people that voted for Trump, they're just a bunch of anti-Semites. They never voted before, and they just saw a guy, and they came. I'm like, some
people just, and they're not stupid, Art. They're just ignorant. There's a big difference between being stupid and being ignorant. You can be, I mean, there's things I consider myself a very smart guy, but there are certain things I'm totally ignorant of. Brain surgery, for example.
Okay, yeah.
I better stay away from brain surgery. I mean, I have the tools, I mean,
oh, geez.
I have the tools right here,
Okay.
But I just, there's a certain point where, you have to admit that.
As long as you don't have a speculum.
Yeah. Well, I'm not ignorant in that department, but my ideas would be wildly unpopular.
Yeah.
But my first idea would be to raise the voting age in this country to 35.
Or take a test.
No, that's not it. 35 years old. By the time somebody gets to 35 years old, if they have half a brain, they have a little idea about what's going on. But a 16-year-old, which is what they want to lower the voting age to,
are they serious? 16?
Yeah, they want to lower it to 16.
So they know they're working on brainwashing really well.
Right. 25 would be
very smart, intelligent 16-year-olds.
Well, they're intelligent, but they're not.
Yeah,
they're intelligent.
They lack experience.
They lack the their brains, the human brain, from what I understand, does not become
Development.
fully developed until 25 years old, where you begin to gain the ability to have logical reasoning,
Critical thought skills.
exactly, outcome predictions,
Mhm.
all that kind, instead of just reacting to things. Now, that doesn't mean you can't cram your head full of knowledge. You can't learn book
There's a
knowledge.
difference between knowledge and wisdom, though.
Right. But you certainly don't have, young people don't have the ability to weigh consequences in a way that you do when you get older, because the computers just haven't got enough power yet. They're just, all the pathways haven't connected. That's just a scientific fact. So
Right.
when you let somebody who's 18 years old vote, they are voting the way they're told to vote.
Yep.
By
Or
whoever is controlling them,
Mhm.
whatever teacher or group or media outlet
You
or
said that about one of your grandchildren, right? The
Right.
teacher said,
teacher said global warming is real.
Right.
You're wrong,
They're
Grandpa.
easily
My
influenced.
teacher told me. Yeah,
Either
and
that or when you mention the word free to people, that turns them on. But they don't
Yeah.
realize nothing is really free.
Mhm.
Somebody
No,
has to pay for it.
no, free in this country means that somebody else pays for it. Somebody else's taxes pay for your
Mhm.
shit.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think only 46 or 47% of Americans pay taxes.
It's something like that.
Yeah,
So-
That's very low.
that's true,
Yeah.
because the upper 20% pays 80% of the tax.
But with the economy improving, more and more people are now becoming taxpayers and are off
That's
of food
right.
stamp welfare.
Wait,
And
you
that's-
actually believe the economy is improving?
Oh yeah, no doubt about
Really?
it. Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Yes, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I've seen it here, and I've seen it here where I live. The companies
what way?
the companies are hiring that you can't
Yep.
you can't even find a place to rent. People are getting jobs and moving in, and departments and rents are going up. I mean,
Yeah.
there's
what's
no doubt about it.
in Colorado.
I'm going to
we-
disagree, but we'll see what happens.
Well,
in the
it
next
may be
few
where
years.
you live. It may be stagnant. You live in a Democrat stronghold of an area.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is this: you could work a full-time job and still be homeless in some of these places
Well,
because you can't afford.
that's because you live in a Democrat-run, ridiculous high tax state that gives away everything to everybody. It's not that way here in Florida. Our cost of living in Florida is half of what yours is, and we don't have a state income tax. Nothing.
Yeah, but you also don't get paid as well. Like it's not equal.
They get
I
paid
don't
pretty
think that-
damn good down here, especially the technology jobs.
No, but I'm saying like a teacher there and a teacher here, an electrician here, and an
Well,
electrician there.
Of course, you have to, but what happens when they get done taking all the taxes out? What do you got left?
I think it's almost equal. No,
Yeah,
I mean,
probably. By the time so you make more money, but they take more money.
right.
Anyway, I hate to descend into politics, but I have just been just been I hate to say
Turned off.
outraged. I don't want to say outraged because that's what liberals get. Liberals get outraged.
Yeah.
How about disgusted?
Well, I'm disgusted, and I shouldn't get mad,
Yeah.
but I get angry,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I yell. I'm going to start a YouTube channel, and it's another whole YouTube channel, and all I'm going to do, and it's going to be X-rated. It's going to have a 18 or over.
That's R-rated.
No, this one's going to be X-rated. And
You taking your clothes off too?
all I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a GoPro behind my chair and tape me watching the morning news while I drink my coffee.
That's X-rated.
That's all that's and I live by myself. I live alone. But I got to tell you, when I turn on the morning news, I'm like somebody that they'll be talking, and I watch Fox in the morning, believe it or not Fox National, but the local Fox. But they still got a couple of liberal local anchors, and they're talking about whenever they start talking about politics, and if like Adam Schiff comes on the screen, I grab the remote, I yell, "Get the F off my TV," and bam. And then I say, "You hear that, Amazon?" And I turn to my Alexa and I say, "You hear that?" I hope you heard that.
Wait, isn't Adam Schiff is not the gold guy? The guy that's always
Adam
selling.
Schiff is the guy who's the head of the committee. It's Nadler and him that are pushing all this. Lion Sachs of okay. God. Hey, I'm sorry. Sorry, Adam. I know you're one of my landsmen, but you're a slime ball. And I just and then when that goes away, on comes the commercials for the slip and fall lawyers, all of them, one after another of these slime bags. And I yell at them. And I thought maybe it would be entertaining because I know a lot of people are like this. It makes your blood pressure go up. Yeah. And all I want to do is see what's going to rain or not. You know, I turned it on to watch the weather, and while I'm waiting for the weather, I end up having
a weather channel, Mitch.
Well, I don't get cable. See, I don't buy cable.
Okay.
You know what I do when
I'm a cord cutter.
And ambulance chaser guys, those lawyers, so-called lawyers, I start mocking them. I start talking like them. There's a guy here in Denver, Jeffrey Gullinson. And I think he's been in an accident himself because he kind of talks like this.
A head injury?
And all his clients are all accident victims. And you could tell some of them are so funny because you could tell they're reading from the prompter.
Oh yeah. We got three or four
eyes moving. I wonder how many takes it took to keep them to not move their head when they're. But some of them, you know, they sound pretty intelligent. But it's like the story, and I'm like going, and you wonder why things are flipping expensive because these, like for example, here in Colorado, they have this law, and that's why they don't build condos here anymore because the injury attorneys or the lawyers that go after builders, they got the legislator by their balls.
Cojones.
And they've got these rules that, hey, if there's a little crack, you know, oh boy, you're in big flipping trouble. And
isn't OSHA something that's national? OSHA?
It's not
OSHA. OSHA.
No, it's
that's a federal thing.
Just the tiniest little defect, and that's why condos are anyway. That's why condos are expensive, and nobody wants to build condos because they don't want to put up with this.
The liabilities.
I always use one example when it comes to lawyers. Do not eat the silicate gel.
It's a shame that you actually have to write that on the package.
And when you buy a new TV, the book of warnings is bigger than the book of instructions now on anything you buy. Why? And interestingly enough, anything that they put in there, you know, some dumb idiot did it. You know that somebody ate the silica gel, got sick, and filed a lawsuit. And
in the bathtub.
That's why we have warnings on the silica gel. Do not eat the silica gel.
Yeah,
that's pretty sad.
We have a number of these lawyers down here, and I know how they work. I know how their business model is because they used to be my customers when I was in the computer business. A lot of these guys, I used to handle all their technology, all their computer systems, their software. I know what their business model is. And if people knew what their business model was, they wouldn't trust them as far as they could throw them.
Oh, and I love their nicknames. Like Frank the strong arm Azar or Brian
Better-
Bulldog Moore.
Better Call Saul. Remember?
Yeah.
Better
Yeah,
Call
Better
Saul.
Call.
Saul
Oh.
Goodman. Saul Goodman. That was the greatest character depiction of a lawyer in Breaking Bad. If you
Yeah.
watch that, Saul Goodman. And then they did a spin-off show.
Same
Better
thing.
Call Saul. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in that show, because Saul Goodman is obviously a Jewish name. And it pays for
Really?
lawyers. But this guy's name was Jimmy McGee or something like. He was an Irishman. And they asked, and the story behind how he got the name Saul Goodman was he used to say to people, "It's all good, man. It's all good, man." And he became Saul Goodman. He says, because you got to have a Jewish name if you're a lawyer.
Yep.
You got to have, your name's got to be Cohen or something
Schwartz and
like
Schwartz.
that.
Or you cheat him and how?
Yeah. Dewey Cheatham and Howe is right.
Yeah. Or Sawaya.
But
I
these guys,
got out of jury duty because of that. It was a car accident, and the attorneys are questioning me. I said, I tell you what, I don't trust any of you guys because one day I was in a car accident, and some guy told me he knows a good doctor that can get me to a chiropractor and lie about a backache that I don't have. So I said, I don't trust any of you guys. Okay, you can sit down now.
people don't understand how they
told
work.
them outright.
They don't really work for you. They work for them.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And they'll sell you down the river. They'll sell you out so fast your head will spin. And they make their money on volume. So they'd rather get 100 settlements for $2,000 without having to go to court and give you 800 of it or some reason and keep 1,200 after costs, than go for the big hit. Now, if they get a case against a really big outfit, like somebody falls off a roller coaster at Disney, they're going to go for it on a case like that.
Yeah.
But the average guy, the average car accident that they're looking at, they write a demand letter. These companies all have a set amount that they're willing to spend to avoid the costs of going further. They'll make an offer of that amount, and then the attorney has to break it to the client who has big hopes of getting millions of dollars. And they say, well, we got an offer on your case. Well, how much? How much? Well, we can't discuss it over the phone, but we're going to make an appointment. You come in and we'll sit down and we'll talk about it. So they all get together around the conference room, and here's how it works. And I mean, this is how it works. This is, and now I know because they were my customers. I know because this has happened to me with my ex-wife trying to sue a cosmetic surgeon that screwed her up. Okay. Here's how it works. The lawyer then tells you they've offered, I'll use my wife's case, for example. They've offered $50,000. By the time the lawyer takes his 35 or 40% plus costs, you end up with about 40% of the settlement. They get about 60. So because they get the costs too, all the costs of deposition, all the costs of everything they throw on there. So our cut on the 50 grand was going to be $19,000. And my ex-wife she really pretty much had her life ruined, and me too, by what this guy did to her. Just screwed her up royally. No way. She's jumping up and down, screaming, no, we want to fight. We want to, that's not enough. I want millions, blah, blah. So then the attorney says, well, I agree with you. And I think you deserve it. But let me tell you what's going to happen if we actually take this thing to court.
It's going to drag on.
The law, no, this is the hook. The law says that if they make you a not unreasonable offer, and $50,000 is not an unreasonable offer. The guy only had $250,000 worth of insurance, number one. That's the most they would have gotten anyway. because they're never going to get into these guys' pockets because they have all their assets protected. That's the first thing you do is hire an attorney to create irrevocable
LLC.
trusts and companies. So basically, if they're the first thing that these lawyers says, what's the maximum amount of this guy's policy? Okay, that's the most we could get. So they offered 50 to make it go away because they knew they had a case. And this guy wasn't going to go to court and spend all that time and money over years to maybe get a couple hundred instead of 50. Okay, he wasn't going to do it. They're not going to work that hard. So the way it works is that if they make you a reasonable or not unreasonable offer, and you elect to not turn down their offer and take it to court, and you lose,
you pick up the cost.
You are responsible for all of their attorney's fees. So here's the deal. Here's the way the lawyer presented. Well, we'll be happy to fight it for you, but you got to know that if we lose, it could cost you millions of dollars. You could get a judgment against you for millions of dollars. So here, Mr. and Mrs. Accident sitting in the lawyer's office with, thinking they're going to get rich. The guy says they offered $5,000. No, we're not taking $5,000. Well, we'd be happy to take it to court. That's our job. We told you we would. But let me tell you what's going to happen if you lose in court. It's going to cost you everything you have. And
that's legal.
Yes.
Yep.
And maybe not in every state, but that's the way it works here. And nobody, it took me, I almost got divorced right then and there trying to say, I'm not taking that kind of risk. I'm not going to risk everything I have losing a lawsuit when my lawyers aren't going to fight that hard. Nowhere near as hard as their lawyers are going to fight. And we took the 19 grand and walked away with our tails between our legs, as most of their clients do, except for a few that they can get big settlements. And they know when they can get big settlements. They can get big settlements always when they sue a city government. If something happens, like police or a policeman does something wrong or something like that. But the average guy getting in the average car accident who has the average car insurance, you're going to get tops a couple grand out of it. And the way these lawyers make their money is they do that 500 times a week.
Right.
And all these little settlements add up big for them. And that's why the disclaimers in their ads, you may not get the same results in your settlement.
Constantly. Yeah. This is not typical.
So, like everybody else in this world, they don't tell it like it is. It's just another scam. And
well, Mitch, it's that time. Is
it that time already?
Yep, it's time for
Mr.
Excitement.
We actually got 13 people hanging in here. We haven't talked about drones in a half an hour.
There you go.
Well, here we go. Drones. There you go.
All right.
This came out pretty neat, didn't it, Carlos?
Really nice.
Came out pretty nice. Right. Hopefully I'm going to go fly it tomorrow morning. Maybe
I have a question. Those antennas that are facing up, are they flexible if you hit a branch a little bit?
These things?
See you guys.
Oh, yeah. They'll bend all the way down. They're just
okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, they'll bend all over the place. Yeah. But
no, I would like to see a little bit more of your footage if you don't mind.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take this out tomorrow morning somewhere if it was supposed to get windy.
You don't have to do anything fancy. What I'm curious, I don't know if you can.
Where'd Art go? Art, he's such a hurry to get over to Ken Herron's place. He just left.
A suck up. Anyway.
Oh man.
No, sometimes what I would also like to see is the goggle view and the actual
you have a hard time. You have a hard time telling. Honest to God, I've looked at both of them. Yeah, you could actually have a hard time telling the difference.
Well, no, not with the DJI, but when you do the other ones, the 5.8.
You
have a nice camera, and then you have the goggle view. If you could do it, I think that would be interesting also to see what you see compared to what the drone sees.
Well, the only problem with that is, the DVRs in these things don't record as good an image as what you see in the goggles. They're usually not as good as what you see.
But at least we can experience what you're going through as well as what, does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand.
Because it's not what we see is not always what the person sees on a video. And then you have to fight through stuff sometimes. I don't know about you, but I've seen snow scenes where I'm like scared for a second. Then you go around the tree.
Yeah, I understand.
I think videos like that would be cool.
Well,
Anything you live build.
everybody's bailing on us because Ken's about to start. Now I'm going to shut this all down, and I'm going to go out there and
Do your cigar and your
have my little cigar and watch Ken Heron and relax. But it's been a great evening. Thanks for coming on with me. I appreciate it.
yes, sir.
And let me say goodbye to whoever we got. Barry G. Tomas is still here. Craig Mad Kiwi. Aerial Views and Histories. How you doing? I didn't even see you there. We've been so busy talking that I didn't see you came in. You've been in there half an hour ago. Hadn't been a lot of activity in the chat the last half hour, but
No.
Anybody still around, thanks for coming by. Always an honor to have you guys take an interest. It's flattering to me, and thanks again. So with that being said, we'll say goodbye to Carlos. We'll
Have a good night, sir.
see you next time, my friend. Take care.
Take care.
And that leaves just me and the monkey. So with that, I will bring in my music and try to do some professional show business style endings and fade out for the few of us that are left here. So thanks again, guys. Listen, you all have a great week, great weekend, and I will catch you in a day or two on a live build when I do that new DJI FPV drone from start to finish. If it takes 5 hours, it'll take 5 hours. We're going to start with a whole pile of pieces and end up with a drone that's ready to fly, all configured, tested, updated, the latest firmware, everything. So I'm going to go through all of those steps. It's going to take some time, but I'm going to do it anyway. So whether you're watching or not, it's going to get done. Hopefully it might help somebody out. So with that, I will tell you all to take the rest of the day off and go out and play with your drones. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to my sidekick here to say goodnight. So take care, guys.